Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 28th. It's August. It's the year 2020. And I'm trying to videotape outdoors. I really, really am. But I have to keep coming back here and making video after video after video after video because things are changing so fast. And the change is not organic. This is all being directed, led, and it's all to a purpose, okay? Let me show you this real quick, okay? Just for those that don't bother to do research and just watch the mainstream. Throw your television away. Stop thinking about politics. Stop thinking about mainstream. Think about you, your family, and what future you might want. Because if you don't wake up, there will not be a future. Not for you, there won't. Right now, we're seeing rioting all over the place. I've already made a video that's explaining how the military is openly training to detain U.S. citizens in military prison systems. See this? George Soros, the billionaire scumbag, just like the billionaire scumbag Bill Gates and the billionaire scumbag Elon Musk and billionaire scumbag Trump, these people are the ones that are funding all the rioting that you're seeing right now. This is old news. We've talked about this for years. New York Times, right here, $220 million. Imagine giving people that would take a job, impersonate a protester, and cause riots, damage, and perhaps kill people. Imagine the kind of people you can attract with $220 million or $100 million. It depends what year you're talking about because every year he gives money to these people. Listen to this YouTuber. This YouTuber should have 300 times more subscribers and he doesn't. But he's going to explain to you right now what's going on.
The political narrative of the ruling elite changes. The current crisis that America is facing at the time changes as well to fit the new narrative. What I mean is this. When the priority was gun control and attacking the Second Amendment here in America, we saw a rash of mass shootings occur, like the mass shooting at the Walmart in El Paso, on a busy street in Dayton, Ohio, or at the concert in Las Vegas. We saw mass shootings at places of worship like Sutherland Springs Church in Texas, on college campuses like Virginia Tech, and at schools like Sandy Hook and Stoneman Douglas. And with that, the narrative of gun control was pushed down the throats of the American public.
Either represent the people or get out. The people demand a law banning the sale of assault weapons. The people demand we prohibit the sale of high-capacity magazines. The people demand universal background checks. Stand for us or beware, the voters are coming.
Now, he just listed a bunch of different shootings, and many of us, I'm talking millions of us, looked into these. And coincidentally, wackily, or crazily enough, many times these shootings don't add up. For instance, the young fella you just saw right there is an actor. Many of the parents at Sandy Hook and other places are actors. It doesn't add up. The shootings don't add up, etc., etc., etc. Some of them are real, carried out by CIA operatives or whatever. If you live in this earth, you realize that the CIA will kill somebody to push an agenda forward. But many of these things, these people are actors. So you should probably look into that and understand it. But I digress.
Currently, the narrative that is being pushed is revolution, anarchy, and the complete destruction of the current system of government by the nation state, which will eventually lead to America's subordination to a global government. To that end, we are now seeing the constant killing of so-called black men and women by police, followed by the subsequent riots, unrest, or revolution, as in the case of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and now Jacob Blake. The fact that Crump is a member of the Belay and Freemasonry, both of which are secret societies, means that he has undergone strange rites and rituals and taken oaths of loyalty to these organizations.
Now, for those that can't believe this, they can't believe that there's a Freemasonic hand behind everything, let me show you a few things that are absolutely 100% current right now. And you tell me, take off the blinders. Pay attention. This, I've said this a million times, it's for all the marbles. They're taking over the world, but they're focusing on the United States because we're armed. And they've got people lulled into a deep slumber right now. But this is current. This just showed up on the United Nations website on the 15th. It's been up for 12 days. Did you see it? Because there is a historical proclamation on this UN website that most people don't even know about, except my subscribers. This is the United Nations website, un.org. See it? And this was a virtual concert that they had to battle COVID-19. Now, for those that are unfamiliar, these people love sporting events, red carpet events, Hollywood events, and they love the Olympics. They always do something to show you what their future plan is. Speaking of that, what do you think about COVID? Think they ever mentioned it in an Olympic ceremony? Check this out. This is from the 2012 Olympics, the opening ceremony. Does this look familiar? Everybody's in a hospital bed, nurses dancing everywhere, etc. This is what these people do, and they've done it for time immemorial. At every Olympic, there's some sort of New World Order propaganda, etc. Notice this one, surrounded by pyramids with the blue light and the all-seeing eye in the center. They do it all the time. This is what they do. There's what they presented to us as the COVID virus, even though that's not what a virus looks like under a microscope. First of all, it would be black and white, but this is at the Olympic Games. You'd have to be blind not to see this. This is at the 2012 Olympics. Really? Gosh, indeed. The nurses reading stories, everyone's dancing, just like in real life. Remember the dancing nurses for no reason during the middle of a pandemic? I do. Look familiar? At any rate, you get the gist. They've done this for year after year after year. They do it at red carpets, they do it at MTV Awards, they do it at the Olympics. Well, this year there was no Olympics due to COVID, correct? So instead, they had to give you the message. It's part of the deal. These people can't perpetrate anything on humanity unless they tell you one way or the other. And for some reason, we're the people that don't watch sports, don't listen to music anymore, don't own televisions, but we watch this stuff and see what they're saying. And right here, in this particular little doozy, this virtual concert uniting the Pacific and the world, battling COVID-19, here's everything, right? But at the very bottom, the final act, they had it sung by children, and it says, around the world, borders are we're closing borders, COVID-19 on the rise. A new world order behind closed doors. The storm will pass, we will survive. What's a new world order? Well, it's something they've been talking about for a long time.
This is an historic moment. We have in this past year made great progress in ending the long era of conflict and Cold War. We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
And that's exactly where we find ourselves right now. These same people have a thing called Agenda 21. Agenda 21 is referring to the year 2021, which is why all this is happening in 2020. When they sing this song, A New World Order, behind closed doors, the storm will pass, we will survive, and then they go on to say, we will rise 6 more times. Well, that's referring to their Freemasonic belief in the Universal Phoenix, which is right here on their website. In order for the Phoenix to rise, everything has to burn down completely. Ordo ab chaos, order out of chaos. They have to burn it all down. And here it is, right on the back of the $1 bill that's probably in your pocket right now. This is their representation of the phoenix. This is the flag of Israel right above it, the golden seal. And right down here on the unfinished pyramid is the word Mason, if you draw a Israeli flag. It's pretty straightforward. People need to understand what is going on, why it's going on, and what is real and what is funded by wealthy men that have been trying to carry this out, and it's almost here. It's in motion right now. If you're going to continue to believe in politics, if you're going to continue to believe the government or the mainstream news, I don't know what to tell you. The mainstream news ran this story not too long ago, and it didn't make too much sense, but now, in hindsight, I see it completely. They wanted to see how big of a lie they could present to America and what her reaction would be. Check out this news story.
This video, obtained by ABC News, appears to show the fury of the Turkish attack on the border town of Tel Aviv.
A border town bombarded by Turkey's military. This video right here appearing to show Turkey's military bombing Kurd civilians in a Syrian border town. The Kurds, who fought alongside the U.S. against ISIS. Now, horrific reports of atrocities committed by Turkish-backed fighters on those very allies.
So the mainstream not only reported a completely bogus story, something that happened in Kentucky, in the woods of Kentucky at a gun show, they claimed was another country attacking an ally country of ours and slaughtering them. And then they also said, they went one lie beyond. They also said reports of atrocities are already coming out. Well, that's impossible because you can't have atrocities at something that didn't even happen. The strange thing is this entire news story was published on the mainstream media 1 week before this, which is a Bill and Melinda Gates, Rockefeller Foundation, all basically these people. And what it was what would happen. This was on October 19th in the year 2019, just 3 months before COVID-19 hit the scene. And what this entire thing did was go over how to control the media and how to control people like me that will point it out. That's it. It's all the exact same players that are trying to do the Great Reset and change us to a digital dollar, erase the borders of all countries and make us a one world order. You can't fight if you can't see. I have just given you eyes to see. Links will be below. The ball's in your court. If we keep going on the trajectory that the mainstream and the government is pushing us in, we will be in the New World Order. Period. Because they're so confident, they're leaving things like this up on the UN's website. You remember the UN, right? A credible UN, like George Herbert Walker Bush told us.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.